Today, I will be building a server that is going to be used to host VMs. One of those VMs will be a domain controller. What do you think? Okay. I'll be using the Aorus B650 Elite board, the AMD Ryzen 9 7900 processor, Corsair 750 watt RM power supply. I'm using Samsung SSDs. All of the stock fans will be replaced with Bge's LED blue lit fans. I have a SATA card as well as 64 gigs of Crucial DDR5 memory. And lastly, a 10 gigabit dual network port. Okay, so let's just start building. In the Rosewill case, we do get some motherboard screws and case screws. This here is the stabilizer bar. So I'm going to remove this as well as the hard drive bay holder. Oh my, 2 screws missing. Okay. So now that the hard drive bay and stabilizer is off, I'll proceed to removing all of the Rosewill stock fans and replacing them with the Bge's LED fans. Right, so I'll install the two 120mm fans now. These will be intake and the 280mm will be exhaust. So now that the fans are installed, I'll move on to putting everything together on the motherboard. Time to install the AMD Ryzen 9 7900 processor. This is the stock cooler, AMD Wraith cooler. With the AMD Wraith cooler, you just have to latch these two ends, here and here, onto these two brackets and lock it in place. Okay, first side latched on. Okay, good. It does require some force. Next, I'm installing the 64 gigs of Crucial memory. These are the RGB headers for the AMD cooler. So let's connect this up. It goes over here. Wrong. This end goes into the USB on the motherboard, and this end goes into the RGB header. Unfortunately, with this board, the USB is on this end, so the cable will run straight through. And these are the Noctua fan splitters. This allows all of my fans to be controlled by the motherboard. There are some motherboard screws already pre-installed, but I need to add on 3 more. I'll just double check the existing motherboard screws to make sure they are nice and tight. Okay, good. Alright, now it's just time to screw down the motherboard, and with the Aorus B650, the IO shield is pre-installed. Now that the motherboard is installed, I'll connect all of the little hard-to-reach cables like the power LED, hard drive, all of the case cables, the TPM module, and the speaker. All of the case cables are connected. I'll secure these case cables with a twist tie. Okay, that should be good enough. Next, I'll connect the Type-C USB. This is the TPM module. I'll install this now. Right now, I'll proceed to removing these brackets so I can install the SATA card and network card. Gigabit network card. Connect all of the SATA cables. 0 to 3 will be on the motherboard directly, and all additional cables will go onto the SATA card. Each cable, I label them end to end, so it is easy to identify. Okay, good. Now that all of the cables are installed, next is power supply. Corsair RM750 watt power supply does come with 3 sets of CPU cables, so I'm only using 1. I'll leave this in the case. All of my cables are connected, so now it's just time to screw on my power supply. Okay, connecting the 24 pin. Now I'll connect all of my SSDs onto the drive bay. 500 gig will be my operating system. Okay, I'm having a little problem to get the SSD to line up on the drive bay holes because this particular drive bay came slightly bent. Must be a manufacturer's defect or poor shipping, not sure. Alright, so this is Blue. Blue came to just do a final walkthrough, make sure everything is looking good and up to our standard. Everything good, Blue? Yeah? Yeah? What you think? Good? Okay. Alright. I'll connect all of the fans onto the Noctua fan splitters. So now I will connect all of the SATA cables onto the drives and the power. At first, when I tried powering on the server, I did run into an issue where the DRAM error was showing up on the motherboard. So naturally, I switched out the two memory, switched the slots. That didn't work. So, and then the next thing I did is I removed the TPM module, and that did allow the system to boot. So I'm not sure at this point if the TPM module wasn't seated properly or if the CPU just needed to load on its own. I am not 100% sure right now, but now everything is connected as it should be. TPM module was reseated, and now I'll power on the server. We shouldn't have any problems now. So the purpose of installing the TPM module, it is mainly to bypass that prompt that occurs when there's a BIOS update or if the server unexpectedly loses power. This TPM module will bypass the prompt that shows up and says press Y to reset your FTPM. Where the server is going, there will be no one physically present to actually come at a keyboard and press Y. So the TPM module is supposed to bypass that prompt.